Chapter 1. A crumbling castle and a curious curiosity rain lashed against the ancient walls of Dunhaven Castle, drumming a relentless rhythm against the worn stone. Inside, young Pip, barely taller than a mop handle, wrestled with a breastplate that could house a grown man. A bead of sweat trickled down his temple as he buffed, dreaming of the day he wouldn't just be a squire, but a knight. "Pip, daydreaming again?" boomed old Barnaby, the castle cook, his laughter echoing through the cavernous hall. "A knight you'll be when pigs fly!" Pip gritted his teeth, the sting of laughter familiar. Everyone in Dunhaven, from the grizzled guards to the twittering pigeons, marvelled at his ambition for a knight who wouldn't even reach the stirrups of a war-horse. With a sigh, Pip reached for the helmet, a dented behemoth that felt heavier than himself. As he polished the visor, a glint of metal caught his eye. Hidden beneath a layer of grime, a tiny inscription peeked out. "For the smallest heart with the biggest courage." Curiosity gnawed at him. With a fervour that belied his scrawny frame, Pip scraped away the grime. A hidden compartment sprung open, revealing a sight that stole his breath. Nestled inside was a miniature sword, no bigger than his forearm. Its silver hilt gleamed with an otherworldly light, and intricate etchings danced across the blade. A voice, barely a whisper, slithered into his ear. "Only the pure of heart can wield me." Pip jumped, dropping the helmet with a clatter. Was he imagining things? He cautiously touched the hilt. The world seemed to hold its breath for a moment. Then, with a tremor that shook dust from the rafters, a section of the castle wall groaned open, revealing a hidden passage shrouded in darkness. Pip's heart hammered against his ribs. Fear, cold and clammy, threatened to engulf him. Yet a strange sense of purpose bloomed in his chest. The voice whispered again, stronger this time. "A darkness rises. Will you answer the call, tiny knight?" Pip stared at the sword, gleaming like a beacon in the gloom. He remembered the inscription, the laughter, and the doubt etched in everyone's eyes. With a newfound determination, he drew a shaky breath and stepped forward, into the unknown. His adventure, it seemed, had just begun. Chapter 2. The Whispering Passages and the Gruff Guardian. The hidden passage plunged Pip into a world of inky blackness. The air hung heavy with the smell of damp earth and forgotten things. Clutching the miniature sword, its faint glow his only guide, Pip navigated the rough-hewn tunnel. Cobwebs brushed his face, and the floor crumbled under his boots, sending shivers down his spine. After what felt like an eternity, a faint shimmering light appeared ahead. Pip quickened his pace, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear and anticipation. The tunnel opened into a small cavern, illuminated by glowing mushrooms that cast an eerie green light on the damp walls. In the center of the cavern, hunched over a steaming pot, sat a creature unlike anything Pip had ever seen. It resembled a badger, but its size rivaled a small bear. Its thick fur was matted with grime, and a single beady eye peered at Pip from beneath a bristly brow. The creature rumbled, its voice like rocks tumbling down a mountain. "Who dares disturb Grog in his sanctuary?" Pip swallowed hard. I'm Pip. I found a passage in the castle and—" He trailed off, unsure how to explain the miniature sword or the whispering voice. Grog grunted. "Heard a voice, did you? That blasted blade always stirring up trouble." He pointed a gnarled claw at the sword in Pip's hand. "Where did you get that, youngster?" Pip stammered. "It was hidden in a suit of armour. The voice told me—" Grog snorted. "Voices, always with the voices. It's just a fancy sword. Though," he narrowed his eye, "it looks well cared for in your hands. Not many can handle its peculiarities." Relief washed over Pip. "Peculiarities?" Grog grinned, revealing rows of yellowed teeth. "That, young knight, is a story for another time. But first, you need to prove yourself worthy of its magic. There's a task to be done, a test of your courage." Intrigue sparked in Pip's eyes. "Anything." he declared, puffing out his chest despite a tremor in his voice. Grog chuckled. Good. Now fetch me the glowstone from the whispering chasm. But beware, young squire, for danger lurks in those depths. Pip, heart pounding with excitement and a sliver of trepidation, tightened his grip on the sword. He had come too far to turn back now. He squared his shoulders, ready to face whatever lurked in the whispering chasm. Chapter 3. Whispers in the dark and a glimmer of hope. Grog's directions were vague at best. Follow the tunnel that spirals down, he had rumbled, but heed the whispers, for they can be deceiving. Pip clutched the miniature sword, his only source of light in the ever-deepening darkness. The once comforting glow had dwindled to a faint luminescence, barely illuminating the damp stones at his feet. The air grew thick and stale, the silence broken only by the dripping of unseen water and a growing sense of unease. Pip's steps echoed hollowly, swallowed by the vastness of the tunnel. He pressed on, his small stature a surprising advantage as he squeezed through narrow passages and navigated crumbling sections. Suddenly, whispers filled the air. They swirled around him, taunting and mocking. "Lost, little knight," one rasped. "Turn back, the darkness is your friend." Another cackled. "There's no glowstone, only an abyss waiting to swallow you whole." Pip stumbled, fear coiling in his stomach. The whispers seemed to slither into his mind, planting seeds of doubt. Was this a test, or a cruel trick? He gripped the hilt of his sword tighter, its warmth a grounding force amidst the swirling darkness. Then a memory surfaced. Grog's words echoed in his head. Heed the whispers, for they can be deceiving. A spark of defiance ignited within Pip. He would not be swayed by their negativity. Taking a deep breath, he shouted back, "I won't listen to your lies. I have a mission to complete." The whispers faltered, surprised by his boldness. A new voice, softer than the others, whispered, "Follow the light, little knight. It will guide you." Pip strained his eyes, and through the gloom, he saw a faint shimmer further down the tunnel. Hope surged through him. Could this be the glowstone? He pushed forward, his pace quickening. As he drew closer, the light grew brighter, revealing a hidden passage branching off from the main tunnel. The whispers returned, their fury palpable. "Don't go there, little knight. It leads to nowhere." Pip ignored them, his heart brimming with newfound courage. He entered the side passage, the warmth of the growing light chasing away the shadows. The passage opened into a small cavern, its walls adorned with crystals that pulsed with an ethereal glow. In the center, nestled on a bed of moss, lay a stone unlike any other. It radiated a soft white light, banishing the remaining darkness from the cavern. Pip approached cautiously, overwhelmed by the sight. This must be the glowstone. Relief washed over him, a warm wave dissolving the tension that had gripped him. He had faced his fear, conquered the whispers, and found the prize. As he reached for the stone, a new voice whispered, filled with warmth and gratitude. "Thank you, young knight. You have a brave heart." Pip looked around, searching for the source of the voice, but the cavern was empty. He smiled. Maybe the voice belonged to the glowstone itself, or perhaps to the spirit of the castle guiding him. Whatever the source, it filled him with a sense of accomplishment and a renewed sense of purpose. He carefully picked up the glowstone, its warmth radiating into his palm. He knew his journey wasn't over, but for now, he had taken a giant leap forward. With renewed determination, Pip turned and retraced his steps, ready to face whatever challenges awaited him back in the hidden passage and beyond.
Join us on our enchanting journey through tales of friendship, adventure, and wonder. Subscribe now to experience the magic with us.